Hi, I'm Rosie.
Yay, I'm back on YouTube.
Welcome to my channel, where I look into what's going on intuitively in the world, from the political to the personal.
You can book personal readings on my website, rosieinsights.com.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Rosie, Psych Investigator. Okay, so I'm recording this little bit here after Corina and I have already recorded the news part. And because we recorded early today in the morning. And so I just wanted to add a few things. There's one piece of breaking news. And okay, so let me get started. Okay, so let's see here. And I wanted to, okay, I wanted to share. Okay, so, okay. So this is something that I've been thinking late last night and even today. I was thinking about this because there was a question, someone left a question in the comments about the PayPal mafia. Sometimes I think about them and I get so, it's very upsetting to imagine that they have gotten away with it, or that oh, they're gonna take over and do all these terrible things and destroy the dollar and all that. So the challenge is, so then I thought I asked, I prayed about it, and I got some interesting information. I think it's probably helpful for, it's like a way to deal with moments when you have when you start, because to me, whenever I watch a little, that's why I say don't watch the news, don't take it seriously, because it feels so wrong. And so, and at the same time, when you start questioning, oh, nothing is happening, I don't see anything, what the hell's going on, right? So then this is what the lesson that I've learned here. So this is what I told myself. So it's to stop thinking of these false prophets as powerful. They are not powerful. So when we think of people that have power, sorry, I just hope that, I thought maybe it wasn't showing the screen, but when we think of these people as powerful, even if, let's say, oh, they're billionaires, they have all this money, they could have stolen the election, they try to steal the election, and thus far it looks like they might be getting away with it. When I think that, I am ascribing power to them. And here the reminder, only the higher power is powerful. They are just bad people, false profiting, and we know it will not end well for them. So when I think that, then it gives me comfort, tranquility, because then I remember that I am responsible for thinking of them as powerful. So that I just have to go inward and hold on to the belief that facts, guts, common sense tell us that it can't go on as is. And that I do think that the media is, from the time when they refused to endorse Kamala, right, when the newsroom had written the op-ed and people like Jeff Bezos said, no, we're not going to endorse her. And then it turns out that they start to announce the election results a couple hours later. That's very shady, right? So anyway, so these are things I remember, because even I have times where I'm like, wait, what the hell? How could that be? It's so annoying, so awful. But then I remember that this is a test of faith, that I have to go inward and ask myself, what is the truth here? What is going to happen? Like, right? So, and I have to make all the effort I can to turn off what they're trying to shove down our throats, that we're not buying it. Okay. So yes, to see Kamala being inaugurated, I have faith in higher power. Align with your gut and feeling. Align with your gut, feeling, and facts. Believe what is not yet seen in the physical world. So that's why I think it still is a test of faith, and a test of logic also. And because the alternative is accepting Cirolini and Alonia as presidents, when the math isn't mathing, intuition and facts say it will not come to pass. So we are gaslit into accepting the false prophet as powerful. I can't accept that. And it's just because they didn't really win the election. Okay. and I see it, it feels it. I see the image, I see it happening, it feels right. So I have to go with that. And I have to remember it will not be that long. Soon enough, there will be a resolution to this. But for now, I have to have faith. Okay. So I just wanted to share this because I think I'm probably not the only one who goes through this. Okay. So this is this part. And the next part that I want to talk about that I just saw is that breaking news, US Treasury sanctions Gazprom Bank use of financial system. Treasury sanctions. So here is, hold on a second. I added a link here. Let's see. Okay. Okay, I'm going to share something else. Okay. So this is the website of the Treasury Department. Treasury sanctions Gazprom Bank and takes additional steps to curtail Russia's use of the international financial system. Treasury imposes sanctions on dozens of Russian bank securities registrars, finance officials. OFAC issues alert warning of risks of joining Russia's system for transfer of financial messages. So, okay, so these are the banks that are connected to this. Okay. And so what I think is very interesting here is that Corina, I had seen, right? What was it? That they would not be able to use their ATMs. I thought it was going to be done by NATO, but it turns out the US is still acting on it. So that's good. Okay, so all these different, oh my God, lots and lots. Oh my God, all these banks. Oh my God. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so all right. All right, so I'm going to stop share. So just to give you this information, and it's a sign that things are being done. Okay, it's not yet the outcome that we want, but it's a sign they're not sitting still. Okay, so this is that. This is that. And also that, did you see that Matt gets suspended his candidacy or whatever you call it? I was going to be the AG. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, really? I don't think so. So sad for him. No. All right. So this is it. So I'm going to add this part of the video to the what has been recorded and then get started on that. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Rosie and Corina, psychic investigators. So let's get started with today's information. I'm going to share here the research. Oh, hold on. Where is share? Okay, so let's start. Okay, so Corina is going to talk a little bit about this, right, Corina?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to clarify. I know there's been a couple comments coming in about Kamala being in Hawaii, and there's a deadline this week for recounting votes, and people are starting to panic that if that doesn't happen, then we're not going anywhere or nothing's going to change. And I'm always guided to bring people back to logic. And I want you to look at Kamala Harris. And I want you to look at Ted Cruz, what he did in the time when he left everybody. She is not that person. She would never, ever abandon us in a time like this. So bringing you back to logic, she must know there's something greater at play here. Because when I see her on that beach in Hawaii, she is drinking a Mai Tai with the side eye and that same Cheshire cat grin. I really want you to just be calm about that. I don't think that comes into play at this point in the bigger part of the crime that we're looking at. So take that worry out of yourselves, please.
And so I just wanted to add also that as far as the so-called the deadline for a recount, what we're seeing, and Corina and I have seen it in different ways, different forms, that whatever's going to happen, we don't know exactly, and we're not really told the details, right?
Mm-mm.
But
Mhm.
it's something that I don't think we have experienced before. We don't know exactly how it's going to be, but I don't think it's going to be a situation that is like a recount. It's something else.
Mm-mm.
Okay. And
Mhm.
I believe it is something that related to the digital or cyber situation and how that affected everything. Because really, guys, the thing, we don't want to be alarmist or anything, but the legal recourse that, takes time, and there's a recount, there's like, it's not effective at this point, right?
Mm-mm.
It's just,
Mm-mm.
so something else. But no, don't worry about it. Basically, I don't think this uh, recount deadline is relevant for the bigger picture. Okay,
Right.
that's right. Right, Corina,
Right.
yeah. Okay.
Yep. Just step out of the fear.
Yes. Okay. And we don't really know what exactly it's going to be,
Mm-mm.
but it's definitely not going to be that there's going to be a specific recount. It's just something else that they have information and they have proof, I believe. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So now now this is something that came up in the comments yesterday. And thank you for a lot of people commented on it. And in divisions, in fact, I had assumed that the head of NATO was Jens Stoltenberg here on the left. But in fact, there's a new person that started just in October. His name is Mark Rutte. Sorry. Mark Rutte. He's Dutch. And he was a Dutch prime minister for 14 years. So then I looked into it confirmed that it's the same as before, but the reason why I was looking into Jens Stoltenberg is because I assumed that was the head of NATO, and that also he is the one who was gathering all the information up to now. So what was interesting, so then I looked just to confirm at Mark Rutte, and I saw that he's even more I guess practical or action oriented.
Mm-hmm.
So that was refreshing, and I got the feeling that even the information that he's like, let's do it, let's get it done, let's do something about it. And then I remembered something else, which is very relevant, and I'm gonna play a clip for you guys. What's very fascinating about Mark Rutte in the context of what we're looking at is that he was a Dutch prime minister from 2010 to 2024. And during
Mm-hmm.
his government, the Dutch were very involved in exposing Russian election interference from 2014 to 2016 in the US. So I remember this was there were some news articles from Dutch newspapers I remember this video where they had essentially penetrated the cameras of the Cozy Bear hacking group in Moscow, and they gave the information to the US. But for whatever reason, and I don't even know, Corina, that it's relevant, right, to know why it doesn't necessarily matter.
Mm-mm.
They were too close to the election or the US was unprepared. They didn't do enough, I don't think. But let's see. So what's good about it is that to him, it's because what we're really seeing very consistently is that we both saw that NATO is going to, oh, hold on, I think maybe it wasn't even showing, but NATO was going to be the one starting the action, and then they will alert us, and they already very likely have information about what happened in our election. So the fact that Mark Rutte is the current NATO head is actually comforting because he's
Mm-hmm.
familiar with this from his time as the Dutch prime minister. So I'm going to click here. You see now I actually have to pause here 1 second to transfer the stop share. Okay, let's see. Stop share. And then I'm going to, okay, hold on. Okay, so now I'm going to play this.
As Russian hackers attack the Democratic Party in the US, they're unaware that other hackers are spying on them.
And this is from
And
a
those
Dutch
hackers
magazine.
are watching every preparation they make. They have not only dug themselves into the computer network being used, they even have access to their security camera. That's how they observe that members of the Russian Secret Service are involved with the hacks. This observation is made from Zoetermeer in the Netherlands, home to the Dutch Secret Service, as is now disclosed by Dutch newspaper The Volkskrant and current affairs show Nieuwsuur. It's the Dutch who've provided the US with evidence of Russian interference in the elections, relevant material to Special Counsel Robert Mueller, who's not only investigating possible ties between Russia and the Trump campaign, but also the Russian hacks. It all starts in the summer of 2014, when a hacker employed by Dutch intelligence service AIVD gains access to the computer network of a university building close to Moscow's Red Square. It's the building from where the infamous Russian hacker group Cozy Bear attacks governments and companies all over the world. The Dutch are watching when Cozy Bear plans an attack on the American State Department in November of 2014. As the hackers are about to execute their plan, the Dutch warn their American counterparts. Still, the Russians are partly successful. Once inside, they manage to send an email from the State Department to someone in the White House. He trusts the email, seemingly from the State Department, clicks on a link, and fills in login credentials. Those are now obtained by the Russians, and that's how they infiltrate the White House. The Dutch see all of this happening, and each time they inform their American colleagues. Again, when Cozy Bear attacks the Democratic Party in 2015. And this information, confirm intelligence sources to the Volkskrant and Nieuwsuur, is one of the reasons why the FBI starts an investigation into Russian interference with the US presidential elections. President Trump, among others, refuses to explicitly acknowledge that the Russians were behind the attack on the Democratic Party. Based on the Dutch information, the American intelligence agencies state with high confidence that this is in fact the case.
Okay, so
Powerful.
that was that. And so as I was watching it again, because when I watched it together, I saw Mark Rutte telling Biden, telling him, look, this has happened before. We have to make it public. We know where this is headed. This is the time. So I feel like he reassures, and I see, but you know what's interesting, as I even see that he's not just reassuring Biden, he's telling him we're going to do something. That he's not, it's almost, but I mean in a good way, actually. He's not going to trust the Americans to take care of it because they didn't take care of it last time. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, we have to do this. We have to do it now because look at what happened. Look where we are. And we have all this information, and I'm saying we can provide this information to you. We already gave this to you, and so that's what I got. So do you have more, Corina, about this?
No, I 100% agree.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was that. Now, let's see. Okay. So then, so it's by the way, I'm finding it very interesting how the community here in this channel is also involved in helping us, right? So turns out that who knew, right? There's a lot of people from the Nordic countries, and then they're emailing us, they're watching it. So the person sends me this information, which is fascinating, that just came out today in Norway, that they had arrested somebody working at the American embassy in Oslo, which is the capital of Norway. And this person, ta-da, surprise, surprise, look, admits to having shared information with Russia and Iran. So this person was working, look how fascinating, right? He was working as a security guard in the American embassy, passing off information to Iran. And right.
Yeah.
So this, Corina and I discussed it. And by the way, I'm making a point starting yesterday of posting these links. When you look at the video, there's a time stamps below it. I'm posting links to these articles so you can read it and you can share it. Okay, so, and this is translated from Norwegian because it's all, the Google Translate automatically translates. So when Corina and I looked at it, we saw that this is a sign that they are rounding up, because as we have learned, not just Corina and I, but you guys too, with all these investigations that involve some sort of national security, they don't arrest the person immediately. They observe them, and they are kind of aware that this is happening, and then they arrest the person. So it suggests to us that they see, we lose sight, right, that they are looking at what's happening, that there's a prospect of Trump taking power, and Trump, of course, works for, nobody is surprised, right? He works for Russian interests, let's just say it. And then, of course, that would weaken NATO and put NATO countries in danger. So, of course, before that happens, they are being, because also Russia has increased their aggression, as we have been discussing, these power grid attacks in Norway, for example, also in the cord cutting, the undersea cable, cutting with the cutting or disrupting with the ships that were also the ship that was seized yesterday by Denmark. So all of this, right, it suggests that there's increased, is that enforcement or something to that effect, however you call it, right? So they're trying to stop these operations, whatever they are. And then now, so then this connects to back to, again, so as we were talking earlier, I kept seeing also, again, them telling, look, they're going to go after you now. They somehow, I see them telling the US, look, they're like sharing some intelligence of recording or some sort of signals or something to that, like that, saying that, oh, we're going to cut the American cables next, or the cables that connect America to other parts of the world. So, and it's very usually in deep sea, so it's never close to a city or anything like that. So it's kind of, I guess, it's not very easily it's not monitored very frequently, and kind of there aren't a lot of ships around. So anyway, so then they alert the US, and then that's when I saw the US catching them and firing against those ships, whichever they are, a submarine, whatever it is. I did see a submarine, right? So, but this seems to me very consistent, where I see NATO again alerting us, going after something, and we're kind of following their lead, really, right? So, right, Corina, do let's see.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, what's going on? What does Norway know about these networks that they can share here with us, that we can share? Because there may be something, like I said, just to confirm or to see if there's any more here related to the thing that, so tell me, what are they saying? That's right. I see the connections. That's right there. Yes, they're rounding up, they're cutting the internet, or like they're just doing something to kick out people, because some of them they could be quote unquote diplomats, quote unquote, but spies. But so they're moving to get these people out, because that's right. They consider the attack on their power grid that happened, that I showed yesterday, right, as news, as an act of war, right? So they are moving to act accordingly. They're like, those who say, they're saying, I see them saying to themselves, we can't allow this. They can't feel comfortable here, because really, imagine like doing these things, they can't. And it shows that a lot of times they will not send, just like the crew that they send, they don't usually use their own military people. Their intelligence, they will send somebody else, they will do something, but still you don't want them to feel comfortable. If they're attacking the country, they can't be there. So they're moving to cut the cables and cut the ties also, right? So it's saying yes, it's already started action back against them. Okay.
Right.
So this is that. And then there was somebody sent me something. Actually, I forgot, Corina, to share. That is something happening in Poland. I saw that NATO is like sending, it's like, I don't know the name of it, but it's something like, it's already in Poland, protecting the airspace of Poland, airplanes, because of the new missiles that they're sending to Ukraine. I'm sorry, that Russia is attacking Ukraine and it's right at the border. So high alert over there, and all these things happening. So okay, so again, there's a reason, right? How we see that if imagine if that is happening, they want to do something about it. They don't. Oh, and I see interesting that the new attitude is stop being nice. Stop being nice. Let's get it done. We have the capability. Why are we so like, oh, don't know, stop appeasing them, it's saying. So they're like, a time to act. This is the time to act. So
now or never.
That's right. So then they're pushing them out. Now it makes sense, right? I would, right? It makes a lot of sense the way they're acting, because it's a
Exactly.
situation. Okay. So, all right. So then we have now here, now this I thought was also a very interesting video. And this is ABC News.
This morning,
So I'm going to share this with you. And okay, so share. Okay.
This morning, questions about potential sabotage after two underwater internet cables connecting parts of Europe to the NATO countries of Finland and Sweden were severed under the Baltic Sea. A cargo ship in the area owned by a Chinese company has raised suspicion. Local authorities now tracking the ship that set sail from Russia. Unconfirmed reports claim the captain is Russian. European officials not directly blaming Russia for the disconnected cables, but Germany and Finland saying our European security is not only under threat from Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine, but also from hybrid warfare by malicious actors. Hybrid warfare is a term that could include unconventional tactics like cyber attacks.
Speaking generally, we are incredibly concerned about hybrid warfare conducted by Russia, both in Europe and around the world. And it's something that we have been in close coordination with our European allies.
It comes as Ukraine launched.
Okay, so I wanted to pause there, Corina, to talk about that part where this is the spokesperson for the State Department using the words hybrid warfare. We think it's very significant. And you, Corina, particularly, right? You felt something, right?
Yeah, it was just pure emotion that I felt. I couldn't even get out the words as it was just raw, pure vibration within the body that this is exactly what we've been saying.
So,
And I can't even get out words. It's just vibrate. It's the feeling.
Okay. So just the fact that they're not using the words hybrid warfare, and I'm getting here that the State Department is getting a lot of pushback from the European countries, those countries we mentioned especially, that they're saying we got to do something. We're going to do something. We're going to be more aggressive because what we have worked thus far hasn't stopped them, and they are more desperate than ever. So
exactly.
Right.
And they do see America. They're looking at America like this is us if we don't do it now. You know, we are the example on the hill, basically. We're the ones that have been targeted like this, and it's carrying out in public. So they're seeing it and they're going, this is coming our way if we don't all deal with this now. So these are telltale signs, I believe, we're being, told so we can start to hear these words.
Okay. And then I skipped forward to here, just the part where we're going to see something, and I thought it was fake.
Putin this week escalating his nuclear rhetoric. And Reuters reporting Russia is now making these mobile bomb shelters, which can protect against a nuclear blast. Russell, ABC News. Wow.
Okay. So it's just the last thing here, that I got immediately the sense that these things are not really effective at all, and that they're putting it's a form of propaganda. And right, Corina, you also got it too, right?
Yeah. First of all, Putin would not care about protecting his own citizens from a nuclear blast. He would only care about himself. So there's no way he would be building structures for people. He's sending children to fight in battle. Do you really think he'd protect anybody? So no, that's propaganda. And really, is that really going to protect against a nuclear blast? It looks like a plastic toy container, kind of.
Yes.
No, he would never do that.
Yes, yeah. So sorry, I am, because I have to vacate here so that's it, right, Corina? Anything else just in the last minute or so, before I go?
No, I think that's good. Do you want to end there, or you want to add more to it?
No, it was just that I think is just a confirmation. I get as we're talking here, just a confirmation. I just think that we're very much on the right track, and we're showing that these move. I just feel it, right, Quinn? Do you feel it? I really feel it. And I'm very much not afraid of, like, how a lot of their propaganda people keep saying that we should be careful, with the nuclear war, World War III. I don't feel it at all, actually. I just feel like we want to take the right action to curb them. They are the real aggressors. So
exactly. And the threat of nuclear war is because they're animal backed into a cage.
Yes.
You know, he's
Yeah.
got to be screaming because now he's up against NATO, not just America. So, and you know what? I kind of feel like, Rosie, go to lunch. And as you're at lunch, I feel like you're going to might pick up more to say. You can always add on to the video,
All right.
you know,
Okay.
and go from there. Okay.
Alrighty. So, okay. So
I'll
we're
be
gonna,
around all day.
recording.
So if you need anything, let me know.
okay. So we're going to stop recording for now.
Mhm.
And we'll talk to you guys later. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, okay. So